Boom, 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 boom.
This came up as my memories. Now do you know?
Yeah,
Where were we?
I don't remember exactly. Loch Ness. I don't remember where we went to dinner, but
It was an Italian restaurant in Inverness. You know, we stayed at that little bed and breakfast. We walked into town, walked all the way down to the
yeah,
waterfront,
yeah,
and it
yeah.
was like a little Italian restaurant.
Okay.
Now, what did we do during this day?
Bum, 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 bum. Back to some baseball. Welcome, folks. This is your host, ID Jester. We're doing the 2011 season replay, St. Louis Cardinals. This is from May 4th. May the 4th be with you, my friends. May the 4th be with you. Star Wars Day here at the ballpark in Busch Stadium. May the 4th, 2011. The St. Louis Cardinals are taking on the Florida Marlins, and after game number 30, the Marlins come in with very low heads and disbelief in their eyes as the St. Louis Cardinals came all the way back from a 6-0 deficit in game 30 to win that game 7-6. And let's find out how they do again today. So, lineups. Coughlin in center field for the Marlins first, obviously. Coughlin in center field, Bonifaco in left field, Ramirez at short, Sanchez at first, Stanton in right field, Dobbs at third, Infante at second, Hayes the catcher, and pitching today, Xavier Valquez, the right-hander for the Marlins. He'll be facing off against the very hot 21-9 St. Louis Cardinals. Their lineup as follows. It's going to be Terrio at short, Craig at third, Pujols at first, Holiday in left, Berkman in right, Rasmus in center field, Molina's a catcher, Descalso at second, and Chris Carpenter, right-hander, pitching. Excuse me, pitching today for the Cardinals. Today is a very busy day on the baseball calendar. May the 4th be with you. Of course, there is a total of 16 games being played today. This is one of them. So every team is in action. In fact, there is a doubleheader today between the Milwaukee Brewers and the Atlanta Braves. I believe they have a doubleheader today, if I'm not mistaken. It was that team that had the doubleheader. Anyways, we'll try and look at the scoreboard when we get a chance. And let's get things going here in St. Louis. Star Wars Day here at the ballpark, May the 4th. Chris Carpenter steps out. He is so far on the season 3-3 with a 4.50 ERA, 38 innings pitched. He's given up 40 hits, 10 walks, 28 strikeouts, no home runs yet. So Chris Carpenter trying to get a win for the Cardinals. Not off to a great season so far. Chris Coughlin for the Marlins, batting .250 on the season, 5 home runs, 16 RBIs, 5 walks, 18 strikeouts. We got a lefty-righty matchup coming at you right off the bat here, and Carpenter finishes warm-up pitches. Molina behind the plate gives him the sign, and here comes the first pitch of the game. That is a 6'10 lefty, 6'10, and that's a ground ball. Descalso is going to pick that one up and throw it over to Pujols at first for the out. 4 and 3 on the putout. So 1 up, 1 down. Emilio Bonifaco moves up to from the A spot all the way up to the number 2 spot here. He is a switch hitter, and he's batting .363 on the season. No home runs, 4 RBIs, 8 walks, 19 strikeouts. Emilio Bonifaco. That's a 1-8 against a right-hander, and that is going to be a single over the head of Descalz, so that's going to take 2 bounces to Berkman, and a 1-out single by Emilio Bonafuco. Now, Bonafuco is an A. Carpenter's a -1, Molina's a -3, -2 for holding them is going to give you the -5 on the A. A is 1 to 15, the -5. Molina, again, with that -3, really helps out his pitchers. And so I don't think Bonafuco with a 50-50 shot is going to test Molina's arm this early in the game. I'm sorry. He's a bunting A. He's a steal double A. I'm sorry. That is my bad. Double A stealer. So he that would be a 17 -5. Takes him to 1 to 12. That is going to be 60%. You know what? If anybody's going to run on Molina, it's going to have to be a triple A. So we're going to give Bonafuco a shot at. Give his shot at it. The Marlins need to do something offensively here early and keep the Cardinals down. Let's see. It's a 10. He's in there. Stolen base. Not many men get a stolen base on Yadier Molina, but Bonafuco in there again. Well done. So Bonafuco in scoring position for Hanley Ramirez. Ramirez, 300 on the season. 4 home runs, 13 RBIs, 13 walks, 20 strikeouts, 3 stolen bases for Hanley Ramirez. That's a 4.8. Right-hander, 4.8. And that, again, is the same number. Damn. That's going to be a single. And Bonafuco is a run. 17 -1 for holding them is a 16. And it went to right field, which is Berkman. He's a +1. They're going to send him home on the single. And the Cardinals are going to concede the run and leave the runner at first. So a single, and coming in to score, Bonafuco. Not much chance to throw him out. It would be a 1 to 17. So we're just going to toss it in. Let Bonafuco score and hold Hanley Ramirez to a single. Another RBI for Hanley Ramirez. Marlins up 1-0. Brings up Gabby Sanchez. How you doing, Sports Time Machine? Good morning to you. Gabby Sanchez. He's batting .306 on the season, 5 home runs, 15 RBIs, 1-0 Marlins. 6'2" right-hander. 6'2". That's a ground ball pitcher X. So Carpenter's a 2 E18. Got to get up my chart here for the pitcher. Carpenter's a 2 E18. 2 to 3, that could be trouble. Let's find out. Pitcher, a 2 and a 3. No, that is actually a G3. So, whew, just barely. That's a G3, and now we have a 12 on an E18, and there is a 12. It's an E1. So he gets to it, but throws it over Pujols at first base, and that's going to be a 1-base error on the pitcher. And 1-base error, and everyone's safe. Chris Carpenter not helping himself defensively there. That put runners at first and second. Still only 1 out here in the first inning. And that brings up Giancarlo Stanton, better known as Mike Stanton here in 2011. 2 runners on. Stanton batting .289, 5 home runs, 18 RBIs. Got 9 walks, 28 strikeouts. 3-4, and that's a righty. 3-4, and that's bad. Bad. We're hitting all the wrong columns here. That's going to be a single into center field. Ramirez, again, 14, -113, +1 for the Rasmus. We're going to hold everyone to a single. Be a 1 to 15. Yeah, I think we're going to just give up the run again. So that's going to be a single into center field. Coming around to score, Hanley Ramirez. It's 2-0. As Mike Stanton drives in a run, that brings up Greg Dobbs. Still runners at first and second. 2-0 Marlins here early. They got off to an early lead yesterday's game. 6-8 lefty strikes him out. Farley Carpenter gets a swing and a miss. So big strikeout there on Greg Dobbs. That's 2 away now for Omar Infante. The seventh hitter to come up to the plate. He's batting .327, 2 home runs, 12 RBIs, 8 walks, and 9 strikeouts. 3-6 against the right-hander, 3-6, and that's a ground ball shortstop. Terrio is going to take it to the short side and throw it to Descalso, and that's going to end the inning. But the damage has been done. And Infante, he's going to go to first. Stanton on first will be out. Nope, out. Sanchez on second goes to third. Doesn't really matter. It's just going to be a 6-4 putout. And that's going to do it for the top of the first. But as I mentioned, the damage has been done. 3 hits, 2 runs, and an error. And the Marlins lead 2-0. Let's see if the Cardinals can come back once again. CP Cards and Dice, great, wonderful channel. How you doing? Good morning, one and all. Sports Time Machine, CP Cards and Dice. Love their channels, love their work. They're awesome. So definitely check out both of those wonderful channels. So Xavier Valdez comes out. His let's see, he's 2-2 on the season with a 4.41 ERA. He's pitched 33 innings, given 40 hits, 5 walks, 24 strikeouts, 3 home runs. And due up first is Ryan Terrio. He's got 1 home run in the season, 6 RBIs, 275 average. He's got 10 walks, 13 strikeouts, and 2 stolen bases. Oh, we love you too, man. We know it. You know it. Terrio, here we go. Valdez, righty matchup. 2-9. That's a ground ball hit down the line. Dobbs comes in, bare hand, throws to Sanchez at first in time. 1 out. 5-3 on the putout if you're scoring at home, and you should be scoring at home. That brings up Alan Craig. It's only his 39th at bat in the season here. He was injured for a little while or just took some time away, or the Cardinals didn't start him for whatever reason, but this second game in a row he started now. He's got 1 home run, 5 RBIs, 289 average, 3 walks, 10 strikeouts, 1 stolen base for Alan Craig. 1-7, that looks like a good column. And that's going to be a solid single into right field. That one falls in front of Stanton. And Alan Craig is aboard with a 1-out single over into right field. Craig. Valdez is a -2. Hayes behind the plate is a 0. -2 for holding, so it's -4 on the B rating. -4 to the B rating takes him to 1-9. Alan Craig probably not going anywhere. But that brings up the man, the Superman here in Star Wars Day. I guess we should give him a better title on Star Wars Day. Let's give him the Luke Skywalker of the Star Wars universe on May the 4th, 2011. Star Wars Day here at the ballpark. And Luke Skywalker comes to the plate. He's got 9 doubles, a triple even for Albert Pujols, 11 home runs, 32 RBIs, 336 average, 15 walks, 14 strikeouts, and 4 stolen bases. Alan Craig's at first, Pujols at bat. Valdez trying to nibble at the corners here. 1-4, and that is going to be a walk. He walks him, nibbled too far on the outside corner there. And Pujols with his 15th walk of the season. That brings up Matt Holliday, who had a big game in yesterday's game number 30's action. I believe he hit a 3-run shot. And, 5 RBI total, I think it was, for Matt Holliday. So let's see if Matt can get a hold of one here. He's batting .292 in the season, 5 home runs, 17 RBIs, 8 walks, 24 strikeouts. He's a swing and miss kind of guy. all or nothing off a Holiday. That's a 5-4 right-hander, 5-4 ground ball third base X. That's Dobbs. He's a 4E21. 4E21. I need to separate my sheets out a little bit here. Oops. All right, so Dobbs, 4E21. So a 4, he needs at least a 7 for it not to be a hit. That's a 19, so he's going to get to it. Now the question is, whoa, that's a nilly. That's a 17 on an E21. Third base, E21, and a 17. Unbelievable. Unfrickin' believable. E21, you think for sure there's a 17. There is not a 17. There's a 6. There's an 11. There's a 16. There's a 15. There's an 18. But no 17. Unbelievable. So a 4 and a 19 says G1 with no error. That kind of throws a wrench into everything. Question is, oops, got to get my charts organized here a little bit better. With runners at first and second, how do they handle that? Infield is going to be normal. It's going to be double play 5-4. So it's going to be a 5-4-3 double play on the G1. And that is horrible. That is horrible. As Holiday grounds down to Dobbs, 5-4-3 double play. And that's going to end the inning. Holiday out. Pujols out. Craig goes to third. It's going to go 5-4-3. And Matt Holliday cannot come through for the Cardinals. And we're through one here in St. Louis on Star Wars Day. And due up is going to be Brett Hayes. Brett Hayes batting only 115 on the season. He's got 26 at-bats, 1 double, 1 home run, 2 RBIs. Let's see if we can hold him down here. Chris Carpenter, big right-hander. With the throw, 3-4 righty, 3-4, and that's the only thing on his 3 column that we don't want to roll is a 4, and that's what we rolled, and that is going to be a walk. So Brett Hayes with the walk, and that brings up the pitcher, Xavier Valdez. He is a bunting A. Corners are going to come in. Corners in as Valdez looks like he's going to lay down the bunt, and sure enough, he's going to do it. Got to look at my chart here. So he drops from an A to a B because corners are playing in. That is a 4. That's going to be a solid bunt. Pitcher, our batter is thrown out by the pitcher. Runner advances 1 base. So good sacrifice bunt by the pitcher. And it's going to go pitcher to first base. And that's it. There we go. So Miami doing everything right like they did in yesterday's game, at least early in this one. Gets the runner into scoring position. Hayes, only an 11 runner. Coughlin's back up. He's 0 for 1 on the day. 2-9er against a right-hander, 2-9, and that is going to be hit well. That one looks like it's going, but no, it bounces off the wall in center field, comes back towards Rasmus. Coming around third and trotting in is Hayes. Coughlin, he's going to go for 2. Here comes the throw from Rasmus. It's offline, and Coughlin with the double in the gap and off the wall, and the Marlins again continue to do everything right. It's now 3-0. Emilio Bonifaco 1 for 1 and scored a run. Had a steal already in the game. 5-5. He's going to be a switchy, so he's going to go left. 5-5 lefty is going to be ground ball shortstop X. And we all know, if you've been watching any of this, Ryan Theriot, Mr. Fumblefingers, 4E33. A 4 and a 3 probably doesn't even get to it, so it doesn't matter. 4 and a 3, that's an SI2. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on a shortstop E33. 9. There is no 9, but that is going to be a SI2. SI2 says single, runners advance, 2 bases. So Coglin's going to come in on the single by Bonafuco. They are going to hold him to a single. But once again, Ryan Terrio. Shoot. Shoot. Can I undo the? Yeah, I want to undo the last play. Yes, there we go. Because I forgot to send the runner home. That is going to be a single. Runner is going to go home on the play. That brings up Hanley Ramirez, who's 1 for 1, has an RBI. It's now 4-0 Marlins. Hanley Ramirez, 3-4, right-hander, 3-4. It's a ground ball back to the pitcher. And the pitcher turns around. Carpenter, he throws it to Terrio covering. Terrio on the Pujols, not in time. So they get the runner on at second, but they cannot turn the double play. Ramirez will go to first. Bonafuco will be out on the 1-6 play. Tried to turn it, just couldn't get it as Carpenter bobbled it a little bit. Couldn't get it to Terrio quickly enough. So 2 away now here in the top of the second. It's Star Wars Day here at the ballpark, May the 4th. May the 4th be with you, my friends. Sanchez 0 for 1. Ramirez at first. He actually is an A stealer, but again, we already looked at A stealers. Takes him from a 15 down to a 10. Carpenter -1, Molina -3. -2 for holding gives you a -5 off that A value. So Carpenter comes home to Molina. Sanchez swinging. 1-5 against the right-hander. 1-5, and that is going to be hit down the line. Craig jumps up. He's got it. Snow cone. Liner out to third base. Otherwise, that would have been down the line and been trouble for the Cardinals. So Craig grabs that one. Snow cone over there at third base, and that's going to do it. But the Marlins match what they did in the first inning by scoring 2 runs. They're up 4-0. The hometown faithful a little disappointed in. Hey CP, I'm gonna make you a moderator. So you're now a moderator. You should have a wrench, and in fact, yeah, Sports Time Machine, you got a wrench as well. Hey Phantomatic, how you doing, buddy? So that way you can post things in my chat without me having to worry about hitting the allow button or anything. Because I trust you, my friend. I trust you. All right, the hometown crowd a little bit disappointed here, but they did see the Cardinals fall down 6-0 in yesterday's game and come back. So the hometown faithful is still knowing they got the horses to do it. All right, Phantomatic, hope all is well with you, my friend. Lance Berkman, 356 average. 9 home runs. Most of them have been crucial home runs as well. 25 RBIs, 15 walks, 17 strikeouts for Lance Berkman. Yep, foul ball, re-roll. Foul ball on the re-roll there. Who's a pesky fish, says Sports Time Machine. I agree. They just won't go away. 2-10, and that is going to be laced into center field. And that's going to fall in as Coughlin makes a dive but can't get it. And Lance Berkman on with the leadoff single. So leadoff single for Berkman. He's a D stealer. They will hold him. Velquez is a -2. Hayes is a +0. -2 for being held is a -4. So Berkman's not going to go anywhere. Rasmus, he's a C stealer, C bunter. And Berkman, and you know what? Rasmus looks like he's going to drop down the button, and he does. He drops it down. Surprise. Surprises everyone. 7 in a C. Batter is thrown out by first baseman, runners advance. So Rasmus with the sacrifice, trying to get a hit in a a bunt hit, but he'll take the sacrifice at this point. C and a 7, first base, going over to second base, which I'm assuming is covering. So they do get the runner into scoring position. Colby Rasmus lays down the sack, trying for that infield hit, but didn't quite work out. But they do get the runner over to second. Berkman needs all the help he can get. He's only an 11 runner, I believe. Yes, he's an 11 runner. They will not hold him. With one out, they want to play straight up defense. Yadier Molina, 250 average, 3 home runs, 12 RBIs, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts. Usually gets contact, whether that's good or bad, we'll find out. Balcaz with the windup in the pitch. 3-7, and that's going to be a ground ball hit to short. Ground ball to short, and that is going to be an out. It's not going to be a double play. I'm not sure. Hey, Sports Time Machine, remind me here on the 3-7 there. It's ground ball, shortstop, A+. So ground ball, shortstop, A+. So I forget what the plus means. Can you refresh my memory? I'm assuming Berkman doesn't go on that hit. So it's going to be a ground out. And you're going to stay at second, and it's going to go short to first. Pretty sure that's how that's handled. I'm sure Sports Time Machine will let me know if not. All right, that brings up Daniel Descalso, lefty-righty matchup here. Number 8 hitter. Sports Time Machine, 327. 5 doubles, a triple, no home runs, 6 RBIs for Daniel Descalso. Still in the league, by the way, in 2019. Daniel Descalso. I think he plays for the San Diego Padres now. I'm pretty sure. Oh, if the infield's in, it's a single and 2 stars. Gotcha. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. That's right. The infield's playing in, and you got the plus symbol. Right. I got you. Okay. So Berkman taking his lean, hoping to get in here. Descalso. Again, they're not going to hold him. 210, and that's a good one. 210. That is hit well. And that one's over the head of center fielder Coughlin. He's going to have to chase that one down. Berkman comes around third. He's going to trot in Descalso, going for 2. Here comes the throw. Descalso, the tag, not in time. Descalso's in there with a double. So Daniel Descalso, RBI double, puts the Cardinals on the board, and that brings up Chris Carpenter. He uses card number 2. He is a weak right-hander. That is a 5-7, and that is hit well by Carpenter. That's into the gap, and that's going to fall in. Carpenter rounds first and heads back, but Descalso is going to walk in. Single, 2 stars. Chris Carpenter comes through for the Cardinals. And single, 2 stars is going to score Descalso. And that's going to do it there, as hashtag pitchers can hit, hashtag remove the DH, hashtag the American League can suck it. Ryan Theriot 0 for 1. Carpenter on first. Not much threat to steal there, but he did get the RBI and 2 runs in for the Cardinals here in the bottom of the second. 6-7, right-hander. That's a ground ball hit to second base. Infante, he's a 2E10. A 2E10. Oh, redo. 2E10 for Infante. Uh-oh, 2 and a 2 is going to be an SI2. And what is that? 11-14 on the E10. E10 and a 14, no error, but that's going to squeak through for a single. Infante making the dive, gets up, cannot get it. And a single stopping at second will be Carpenter. So Ryan Terrio comes through, and that brings up Alan Craig, who's 1 for 1 already on the day. Alan Craig, first and second, 2 outs here. Valquez trying to get this last important out here in the bottom of the second without giving up the lead. Alan Craig did have 11 home runs in the regular season, a .555 slugging percentage. That's probably why he didn't last long with the Cardinals. Alan Craig, 2-9, and swing and a miss. So Valquez gets that all-important strikeout, but the Cardinals crawl their way back out of the gutter and are now down. They half the lead. It's now 4-2 going into the third inning. That brings up Mike Stanton, better known as Giancarlo, 1 for 1, and an RBI for Giancarlo. He only had 34 home runs in 2011 and only 87 RBIs. 537 slugging percentage. So Carpenter trying to get things settled down. He's given up 2 runs in the first, 2 runs in the second. Let's see if he can get the 1-2-3 inning we need. That's a 4-5 righty. And Steve, right 3. Stanton doesn't like it. Slams his bat down, heads back to the dugouts, chirping all the way. But that is on the outside corner. Didn't like it, but suck it up, boys. Suck it up. Greg Dobbs 0 for 1. Greg Dobbs, 112, and that's going to be a ground ball at second base. Descalso is going to make the play. Dobbs is a little limpy going down the line. He might have pulled a hammy there. He might have pulled a hamstring. He's out on the ground out. The trainers come out of the dugout to look at him, and they're going to go ahead and leave him in the game. But it would have been an injury if we were playing with injuries. Omani Infante, 2 up, 2 down now. Let's see if Carpenter can get his mojo going here. Infante's 0 for 1. 2-8. And that's a bad column. That is a really bad column. That's going to fall in the big gap in left center field for a single. Brings up Brett Hayes, who has walked his first time up. Brett Hayes only batting 115 on the season. We could use that big strikeout now, Carpenter. Big man with the sign from Molina. Here it comes, 5-5 righty. Oh no. Oh no. Every time I say oh no, you know what's happening. It's going to Terrio. 4 E33. He's already missed 1 so far. Or let's see, I think he was he the one that had the error? I can't remember. But anyways, he's a 4 E33. Oh no, 4-4 again is going to be an SI2. And a 13 on an E33. And there is a 13. So we got an error, E1, and God damn. 4 SI2 and an E1. That's just about what he normally does. SI2 and an E1. It's a single and an error, batter to second, runners advance 2 bases. Wait. I'll make sure I look at the right one. SI2, single, runner advance 2 bases. And then on the E1, it's a single and error, batter to second, runners advance 2 bases. Okay, yeah, okay. Just wanted to make sure. All right, so once again, Terrio with the single and error on the shortstop. And that's against their 115 hitter, too. It does bring up the pitcher spot, though, with 2 outs. So that is fortunate. That is fortunate. But as we've seen with Chris Carpenter, pitchers can hit. Pitchers can hit. He's using card number 2 as well. So Valdez is a weak right-hander. Oh, foul ball, foul. Hit that one a long way, but it went foul. 1-9, Steve, right 3, and Carpenter gets him to swing at the curveball. So fortunately, no craziness there, but they do get through the pitcher spot. But they came up short as no runs cost in the top of the third inning. Still a 4-2 ball game for Albert Pujols. Walked his first time up. Valdez, he knows to be careful of Pujols. And here he goes. 3-5. 3-5 righty. Ground ball. That one's hit to Ramirez. He comes in a few steps and throws him out at first. 1 out. That brings up Matt Halliday, 0 for 1. Matt Halliday waits. He rips and grips it. 3-7. 3's a good column for him, but not good enough. That's a fly ball that's lifted well out into center field. Coghlan on the run and makes the diving stop out there in center field. Good play by Chris Coghlan on Matt Halliday. It was well hit, just right at Coghlan. Lance Berkman 1 for 1 and scored a run. 2 outs here, bottom of third. 1-9, not a good column. Steve, right 3K, and Valdez gives him a little wink as he heads out back to the dugout. As Berkman swings at the slow 64-mile-an-hour curveball. And that's going to be a 1-2-3 inning. We go to the fourth, still 4-2. Chris Coghlan's up. He's 1 for 2 with a double. 2-7, that is a good column. God, that's a walk. Leadoff walk for Coghlan. Again, walks are not as crucial as they would be for most teams because we have Mr. All-American Yadier Molina, Darth Vader behind the plate here on Star Wars Day. Coghlan, C, and even a C Steeler is not even going to think about it with Molina out there. Bonifuco, 2 for 2 with an RBI. 2 for 2. Emilio, 2 for 2. 6-8, and he's going to be switchy, so that's a left 6-8 lefty. That one's in there, and the big curveball from Carpenter falls in. Steve, right 3, calls the umpire. Big strikeout there by Chris Carpenter. He has 2 walks and 4 strikeouts so far for Carpenter in this game. Hanley Ramirez 1 for 2 with an RBI. Hey Rob, exclamation point. Another wonderful, wonderful channel. Sports Time Machine, SP, Cards and Dice, Phantomatic, Rob, exclamation points. All wonderful, wonderful people, wonderful channels. Be sure to link them through my channel. I'm a subscriber. If I'm a subscriber, you should be as well. Hanley Ramirez 1 for 2 with an RBI. Runner first. 4-7. He's a righty. 4-7, and that's bad news, and that's a single into center field. Coghlan will stop at second. It'd be 1-14. Let me think about it. Make sure. 1-14 would be 50. It would be a 70% chance to go. Do they want to risk it? With only 1 out, I don't think so. All right, so Hanley Ramirez delivers again. Runners at first and second. They are going to hold the runner at second, Coghlan. Gabby Sanchez 0 for 2. 2-8. The right-hander, 2-8. Another walk, and that's going to load the bases here. And they're going to have a meeting on the mound here. Chris Carpenter is his 5.01 ERA not doing what we need. And that brings up Mike Stanton. Bases loaded. Big opportunity here. Cardinals are going to play back. They'll give up the run for an out at this point and go for the double play. They're not going to hold anyone. No one's being held. They're going to play normal defense, try to get that double play. Mike Stanton 1 for 2 with an RBI. Marlins have the opportunity to get the Cardinals back for what the Cardinals did to them in yesterday's game. Anyways, guys, don't forget, happy Star Wars Day here at the ballpark, May the 4th, 2011. Where were you? 4-5 right-hander, and that is a big, huge strikeout there by Chris Carpenter. Big, huge. I don't know if I mentioned it, but it is huge strikeout there on Stanton. That brings up Dobbs, who's 0 for 2. He is batting .333. It's 60 at bats so far. Lefty-righty matchup as well, so Carpenter has to be careful here. Coghlan at third. Ramirez takes his lead at second. Sanchez at first. Greg Dobbs 0 for 2. Can Carpenter somehow, someway manage to get out of this inning? That is a 5-6 lefty. 5-6. That's a ground ball hit to Descalso. It's going to be close at first. Pujols with the stretch in time. Gets Dobbs for the out. Side retired. Great play there. Oops, no. You're going to go there. You're going to stay. You're going to stay. You're going to stay. Doesn't really matter. 4-3 on the putout. Scoring at home. Great play there by Descalso. And once again, the Marlins threaten, big time threaten the Cardinals. But they cannot play a run. Here we go, the bottom of the fourth, 4-2. Marlins. Valquez, he can go 6 innings before he reaches his point of weakness. Rasmus, first time up, sacrifice bunt. 3-7, and against a right-hander, that's a fly ball to center field. Coghlan waits on it, and easy play there. Only had to take a few steps. Center fielder. So Rasmus is out of there. Yadier Molina 0 for 1. They look like him, the play in the outfield, the pole here. Dobbs just a few steps off the line. Sanchez in on the grass. Yadier Molina 0 for 1. 2-8. And that's a ground ball hit to Ramirez. Ramirez on the bounce, gets it, throws to Sanchez. Out. Yadi just jogging down the line, knows that was going to be an easy play. And that's going to be 6-3. So 2 outs now for Daniel Descalso. Doubled his first time up, driving in an all-important run. No, I'm sorry, he did. Yes, he did get an RBI on that. Yes, so Daniel Descalso 1 for 1, double RBI in the second inning. Daniel, whoop, foul ball. Foul. All right, guys, here we go. Daniel Descalso. 6'4" lefty. 6'4" is catcher X. With no one on, this is probably not going to work in our favor. Hayes is a 3-1. A 3 and a 10 for the catcher. 3 and a 10 is going to be a PF. 9, 10, 11 on an E1, and that's not going to be anything. So we're going to check the PF, and I believe that's just going to be a pop out since there's nobody on, but let me just double check. PF, where is the PF? Pops out to the catcher. Pops out to the catcher. Okay. Not what we needed there. Pop out to the catcher. All right. So we go to the 5th. Still 4-2 here in Star Wars Day. Omar Infante 1 for 2. Carpenter 1-8. A walk. The one thing we didn't want, and he throws another walk. That is walk number 4. Yes, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts for Carpenter. That brings up Brett Hayes again, Mr. 148 average. Should not be hitting doubles off of us. Let's see if we can get that 6-4-3 double play and have Terrio do something for us positive. Hayes is 1 for 1 and scored a run with his 148 average. So good for him. 2-6. And there we go. That's just what the doctor ordered. That's going to be a ground ball hit to Terrio over to Descalso. Descalso to Pools. 6-4-3 twin killing. Just what the doctor asked for. Ground out. Out. 6-4-3. And that brings up the pitcher spot, and that makes it twice as good because the pitcher's up with 2 outs and nobody on base, which means he's got to swing it. He's got to swing it and bring it. Let's see what he does. 6-6. He's a right-hander, 6-6, and that is going to be bad news as that's going to fall in the gap. Rasmus has got to come in and get it, and Valquez with another hit. Pitchers can hit. Hashtag single. And now that brings up Coughlin. 1 for 2 with a double and an RBI for Chris Coughlin. Valquez at first. Not much threat to steal. They're not even going to hold him. 6-6, and I think we just looked at that, but he's a lefty, so it might be different. 6-6 lefty. And nope, it's the same result. 1 is a triple, and 2-20 is a single 2 stars. So Coughlin lines it in the gap, and that's going to be a single. And going to third is the pitcher, Valquez. So runners at the corners now with 2 outs. And once again, the Marlins are threatening with Emilio Bonifuco. 2 for 3, and an RBI for Bonifuco. A strikeout and a stolen base. So he's had an interesting day here. Top of 5 runners at the corners. Carpenter needs to buckle it down here. Keep the Cardinals in this one. 1-7, and that's going to be a single into left field. Single into left, and Coughlin is going to stop at. So scoring, stopping at second is Coughlin. He is a, let's just double check here. He's a 1-14. He would actually be a 1-16. So he's gonna go. He's gonna try to make it to third here, I think. 1-16, because they weren't holding him. So he's a 14 plus 1, and then Holiday's a plus 1, so 1-15. There might even be, with 2 outs, you get some kind of a crazy nonsense, right? Let's see. Do you get plus 2 if there's like 2 outs or something? Something like that. I believe it's a plus 2 if there's 2 outs. So I could be wrong. Maybe my friends out there will let me know, but let's see if it matters. Coughlin going first to third. He got it in there, no problem. So single and scoring on the play and going to third will be Coughlin. Valquez comes in. It's now a 5-2 ball game. Runners still at the corners here. Hanley Ramirez 2 for 3 RBI. 2 for 3 on the day. We can't pull Carpenter. Not with 2 outs. Not with 2 outs. Not with 2 outs. 6-9 Riney. 6-9, and he walked him. 6-9 walk. He's a right-hander, yes. So that's going to load the bases. Second inning in a row. The Marlins have the bases juiced against Carpenter. Gabby Sanchez comes out. Carpenter, come on, Carpenter. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Only a 5-2 ball game. Sanchez is 0 for 2 with a walk. We're going to leave Carpenter out there. Defense is not holding anyone. They're going to play normal defense in case there's a range play. 1-5. Oh, God. And that is going to be over the head of Alan Craig at third base. He cannot reach that one. That's going to fall in for a single 1-star. Holiday comes rushing in, gets that one in quickly. But that is going to be a single. Everyone moves up a base on the 1-star single by Gabby Sanchez. And that's still bases loaded. 6-2 ball game. God, Carpenter, get this last out, would you please? Stanton 1 for 3 with an RBI. And this could break the game open. Stanton is a righty, though, so we're going to leave Carpenter in. They get the sign from the dugout. Here comes Molina. Stares in at, yeah, he's just going to, yeah, we're going to just play normal. Here we go. 4-6. He is a right-hander, and that is bad news. That is bad news. That one's going to fall into center field, and that's going to, Ramirez is going to come around from third. Sanchez going to third base. Stanton will stay at first, and 2 more runs come in, and that's going to do it. Can't keep him out there anymore on the single. Coming in to score is going to be Bonifuco. Ramirez. Sanchez is going to move to third, and that is going to do it for Carpenter. He's blowing up here. So Chris Carpenter's out. You know what? Damn. He's due up first. So whatever pitcher we bring in now, we're going to have to leave Carpenter in there. God, that's one of the reasons we wanted to do it. But there is a lefty coming up. Dobbs. Dobbs is 0 for 3. Runners at the corners, but 4 runs in. It's now an 8-2 ball game. Carpenter looks like he's going to go to 3-4 in the season. His average is going to go up from 5.7 up higher, possibly. Who knows? Carpenter, what happened, my friend? You better get some. You better go to a specialist to get your brain checked out. Dobbs 0 for 3. I think we can. Can we risk sending, leaving him out there? Because, like I said, pitcher spot is due up first. So if we bring in a pitcher, come on, Carpenter. Runners at corners. 4-7. He's going to be a lefty. 4-7, and God damn it, that is going to be a single 1-star. So, jeez. When it goes bad to worse, Greg Dobbs with the hit. Chris Carpenter is officially tired. I don't care. We're gonna leave him out there. First and second, Omar and Infante. This inning started off so promising. 2 quick outs, and ever since then, I think all 5 runs have been scored with 2 outs. I believe. I could be wrong on that, but Jesus. Well, Carpenter is tired, so that's going to be bad news if we get one of these little dots. 6-11. That's a ground ball hit to third base. Thank God. Farnley, we'll call that a 5-3 putout. Infante is out. You can stay. You can stay. You can go 5-3. He could just take it to the bag himself. Whatever we want. Didn't matter, but it does matter on the scoreboard. As Chris Carpenter will be done anyways, as we're going to be bringing in a pinch hitter. And let's see what we have for pinch hitting this. This is May the 4th, 2011. There's still another game to go against the Marlins tomorrow, May the 5th. 4-game series against the Marlins here. Looks like the Cardinals. All right, they're going to pinch hit with Hamilton here. Hamilton for Carpenter. Carpenter out. Hamilton in. So let's see if the Cardinals, they're down 6 runs in yesterday's game, and we know how that turned out. But this time they're down 7 runs. It's now a 9-2 ball game. Mark Hamilton, the lefty, against Valquez, the righty. Let's see if that helps. That is a 4-6 lefty. 4-6. He's going to walk him. So leadoff walk by Hamilton. He's an E stealer, not going anywhere. We're just going to move him out of there. We'll move him out of there as well. That brings up Terrio, down 7 runs. Unbelievable. That exploded quickly here if you're a Cardinals fan. I believe that was mostly with 2 outs. It might have all been with 2 outs here in the 5th inning. We're trying to get Carpenter through. It's like one of those things where you don't pull them, you don't pull them, you don't pull them. And then you think, oh, well, okay, we'll just leave him out there because we didn't pull him, right? And then he doesn't get that last out, and then before you know, you look up, there's 5 outs, or 5 runs. Hamilton at first, Terrio 1 for 2. Oh, foul ball. 1 for 2 is Terrio. Oh, God. That's 2 in a row I bounced out of there. What's up with that? All right, let's try that one more time. Ryan Terrio, 1 for 2. 3-11, right-hander, 3-11, foul out to third. So Dobbs gets that one out there in foul territory. Foul out to third. And Terrio's out of there. Let's look at some of the out-of-town scoreboard. Interesting games going on. Is if you're just joining us, I mentioned this earlier. 16 games on the slate today. There's a doubleheader between, I believe it's Milwaukee and Atlanta. But let's look at the scoreboard. Houston pounding Cincinnati 13-2. The White Sox are pounding Minnesota 5-0. Boston ahead of the Angels 3-0. Colorado is up 4-1 against Arizona. Cleveland 6, Oakland 2. San Francisco 1 up on the Mets 4-3. The Dodgers 3-0 against Cincinnati. Baltimore and Kansas City tied at 2. Detroit ahead of the Yankees 2-1. Toronto in front of Tampa Bay 2-0. Seattle ahead of Texas 1-0. Pittsburgh ahead of San Diego 3-2, and the Phillies crushing the Nationals 10-2. So there's your out-of-town scoreboard here in the 5th inning. Alan Craig, he is 1 for 2, Alan Craig. Hamilton's still at first, 1 out. 2-10. That is a fly ball that's going out to right field, and Stanton waits on it and makes the catch. Right field, so 2 away. Albert Pujols has a quiet day, 0 for 1 with a walk. 5-7. He is a right-hander, 5-7. And that one's hit well. That one's going to fall in. Stanton can't get to that one. Coughlin, what gets it off the ricochet? And Albert Pujols with the double. Hamilton. What is your run rating, Hamilton? 1-10. 1-10. They'll just leave him at third. No sense in risking anything at this point. Not down 7 runs. That's going to be a double. So 2 runners in scoring position for Matt Holliday. Matt can make things a little more interesting. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Valquez here in the bottom of the 5th. 6-6 righty. 6-6 strike him out. Big strikeout there. That brings up no, that brings up nothing. That's the end of the inning. And coming out to pitch is going to be Miguel Bautista. Miguel Bautista steps in. He is a +0 on his hold rating. 3-0, so he doesn't make an error. And due up Brett Hayes. Brett Hayes is up. 3-12. Ground ball. That one's hit to Terrio. He's going to get to this one for a change. No, I'm not salty about that. Not at all. I don't know why you'd think that. Pitcher spot. Valquez is going to come out and hit. Up 7 runs. Might as well keep him in there as long as you can. Valquez. 3-4. That is a walk by Valquez. Wow. So Valquez has got a hit and a walk now against Cardinal pitching. Bautista is a right-hander again. Valquez at first. Coughlin 2 for 3 with a double. 2-10. That's going to be a double into center field. Valquez will just stop at third. Again, no sense in pushing their luck. A double. So Coughlin having a great day. Amelia Monafuco also having a great day. 3 for 4. 2 RBI day for Amelia. 1 out here. Cardinals are going to play back. They'll give up the run for an out if they can get it. Not holding anyone. Not down 7. 6-11 against the lefty. 6-11. That's a ground ball. Shortstop. They'll take the run at first, or out at first. It's going to be ground out. Coughlin's going to go to third. Valquez is going to score. It's going to be a 6-11. Let me make sure. Switch hitter. 6-11. Yeah, short. Okay. Just wanted to make sure it was short. Shortstop. Oh, no, to first. So another run comes in. It's now a 10-2 ball game. Runner still at third. Defense with 2 outs, they're going to play back. Hanley Ramirez 2 for 3 with an RBI. 6-3 righty. Strike him out. So that's going to do it. They do play another run, but what can you expect? 10-2 ball game. Bottom of 6. Lance Berkman 1 for 2. 3-7, and he is a right-hander. 3-7, and that is going to fall in for a single for Lance Berkman. And Colby Rasmus, 0 for 1, intentionally sacrificed himself earlier in the game. 3-7, and that is going to be a fly ball center field. Fly ball, center field. 1 away for Yachty. 0 for 2 is Yachty. 4-9er, right-hander, 4-9er, and that is going to be a line out to third. 1-2 would have been a hit, but it's not, so it's going to be a line out to third. For Yachty, 2 away. And Daniel Descalso, 1 for 2 with a double. RBI. 5-8, lefty, 5-8, and strike him out. So Valquez having a very good day, and the Cardinals not having a very good day. All right, Bautista will come back out here in the 7th, 10-2 ball game. Gabby Sanchez, 1 for 3. 2-4, fly ball to the right, and Berkman's going to make the catch. Fly out to right field. John Carlos, 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs and 2 strikeouts for Mike Stanton. 5-8. Ground ball down to Craig at third. He'll get it off the hop and throw to Pujols. Third to first. That's 5-3 if you're scoring at home. Greg Dobbs, 1 for 4 with an RBI. Also a strikeout for Greg. Bautista trying to go 1-2-3. The Cardinals have not gone 1-2-3 in any inning, I don't believe. 1-12. That's going to be ground ball to second, and plus an injury. That's the second time he rolled that. But ground out 4-3. 4-3. And that's going to do it for our top of the 7th. We're going to the stretch. Stretch time trivia question. For 12 years in a row, this player stole 50 or more bases. A major league record. Can you name him? 12 years in a row, 50 or more bags stolen. Can you name him? We'll have the answer at the top of the 8th inning if you're watching this on YouTube later. All right, Bautista is going to be done, so we'll bring in another pinch hitter. And that happens to be... Velquez is actually 6. He's in the 7th. We're going to bring in John Jay because we haven't seen John Jay for a while, so we'll bring in John Jay. There we go. Just so happens he was one of the first cards I came across as well. So John Jay in. Why didn't John Jay not get moved in there? Did I cancel instead of okay? All right, John Jay coming in to pinch hit. He's batting .389 in the season. So he had 36 at-bats, 3 doubles, 2 home runs actually, 8 RBIs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, and a stolen base by John Jay. Bottom of 7, 10-2 ball game. 6'8", lefty, 6'8", and that's hit well by John Jay. That is hit well, and that's going to be in the gap, and that's going to fall in. Coughlin's going to chase it down to the warning track. John Jay's going for 2. They're not even going to throw him out, so that'll be a leadoff double by John Jay, and maybe he can get the Cardinals rallied here. Terrio, 1 for 3. 2 errors on the day by the Cardinals. I believe both of them have been on Terrio. I could be wrong on that. I know one of them is. Terrio. Oh, foul ball. I guess I could have played that, but I'm, just used to saying foul ball, so. All right, Terrio. Oh, 1 for 3 on the day. 1-6, and that's a ground ball. That one's hit too short. Jay will stay at second on the ground out. Stay, and it's going to go 6-3. And that's 1 away for Alan Craig. Alan Craig playing third today. I think we're going to bring in a replacement here. Nick Punto is going to come in for Craig, I believe. All right, so Nick Punto is going to come in for Alan Craig. Pinch hit opportunity here. And he will actually stay in the ball game at third base. Nick Punto, give him a little bit of work. He's only had 32 at-bats, a double, 3 triples, a home run, 4 RBIs, batting .344 in the season, 6 walks, only 5 strikeouts, and no stolen bases for Nick Punto. Come on, Nick. 5-5. He's going to be a switchy. So we're going to be bringing lefty, 5-5 lefty. It's a fly ball to left for the second out. Fly out left. And Albert Pujols, 1 for 2 with the double. And a walk for Albert. 2 outs, bottom of 7. 5-5, right-hander, 5-5, fly ball left field. Botafuco waits on this one. It was hit well, but got caught up in the air, and that's going to be a fly out to left, and that's going to do it for the Cardinals. Nick Punto will play third, thank you. Right, we need a pitcher. Duh, that's what they were waiting on. Looks like we're going to bring in Trevor Miller. Trevor Miller will come in. Trevor on the season 0 for 0 with the 1 save, 2.45 ERA. Pitched 11 innings, given up 8 hits, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts, no home runs. Trevor Miller, lefty, versus Omar Infante, the right-hander. Infante 1 for 3 with a walk. 5-7 righty, 5-7, and that's going to be hit in the gap. Oh boy, Infante, he's on his horse. He's rounding first, heading to second, and Berkman bobbles it a little bit out there. He's going to head to third. Here comes the throw. It's cut off by Descalso, and that is going to be a leadoff triple by Omar Infante. Corners in. Corners in. Brett Hayes is up. 10-2 ball game. 5-6. 5-6. He's a right-hander. 5-6. And that's going to be a single in the right field, and it's not going to matter. That is going to score the run. So Brett Hayes, with his 147 average, has gone 2 for 3, and also, God. That's going to be it for Valquez. His day will be done, but he has been very successful. He's also had a couple hits, or he had a hit and a walk. Coming in for your Florida Marlins is going to be Scott Cousins, possibly. Scott. There he is. Scott Cousins is going to come in to pinch hit for the pitcher. Visitor. Scott Cousins in for Valquez. Very successful day for Valquez. He goes 7 strong innings. (1-9). He is a left-hander. 1-9 is going to walk. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Bring a lefty versus a lefty, and they still get a walk. All right. Trevor Miller is tired already? Good Lord, Trevor. Lefty, it doesn't matter. We're going to leave him out there for the left-hander, Chris Coughlin, who's been 3 for 4. 2 doubles, an RBI, a walk. I mean, good Lord, what do we got to do to get this guy out? Runner at first, nobody out. We're in the top of the 8th. 3-6. Lefty-lefty matchup. 3-6. Yeah, he's not good against lefties. Should have left them out there anyways. Ground ball to first. And Pujols is going to get Cousins out at second. So it's going to be a ground out. Coughlin is going to go to first. You're going to be out. You're going to go to third. And it's going to go 1, 2, we'll say 6. All right, so 1 out, runners at the corners now. Bonifuco is a switch hitter. Switchy. Miller out, Sanchez in. Sanchez. Eduardo Sanchez in. Emilio Bonifuco, 3 for 5, 3 RBI day, a strikeout and a stolen base. Emilio Bonifuco, 1 out, runners at the corners. Defense back, no holds. Ugh. Six, 5 versus a switchy, so he's going to be a lefty. 6-5 is a strikeout. Swing and a miss. It's a big strikeout there. Hanley Ramirez He's a right-hander. Eduardo Sanchez is a righty. So righty-righty matchup. 3-7 righty. 3-7 single into right field. And the hits just keep on coming today, don't they? Stopping at second, we're not even going to worry about it. It's now 12-2 ball game. Sanchez 1 for 4 with an RBI. Runners at first and second. 1-5 righty, 1-5, and that is a 1-6 single. Otherwise, it's a line out to third. So lines out to third. Whew. Third base. 2 outs for Mike Stanton. Oh, nope, I'm sorry, that's it. All right, so coming in is going to be Brian Sanchez. Against Albert Pujols. Nope, against Matt Holliday. 0 for 3, bottom of 8, 12-2 ball game. The answer to your trivia question, in case you were wondering, for 12 years in a row, that'd be 12 long years in a row. This player stole 50 or more bases, a major league record. Name that player. For 12 years in a row, this player stole 50 or more bases. So 50 bags stolen 12 years in a row. Who was it? The answer is Lou Brock for the Cardinals. He did it from 1965 to 1976. Lou Brock of the Cardinals, 50 or more bags stolen 12 years in a row. All right. Matt Holliday 0 for 3 on the day with a strikeout. What do we got? 4-8 righty, 4-8, and walked him. This would be a hell of a comeback if the Cardinals could find some way to somehow, some way, something. Lance has done it today, though. 2 for 3 with a strikeout. Lance Berkman. 3-6. 3-6. Right-hander. 3-6. Fly ball left field. Bonifacio makes the catch. 108. Colby Rasmus 0 for 2 on the day. .611 lefty, .611 fly ball right. .28 and Yachty. 0 for 3 is Yachty. .611 again against a righty. Fly ball to center. How can that possibly be? Thought the last one was whatever. 6-11 right-hander, 6-11 fly ball center field. Yeah, okay. Well, I don't know. I thought I rolled that twice in a row. Didn't matter. We're top of 9. Boggs will come in. Mitch Boggs. Stanton 2 for 5, 3 RBIs, 2 strikeouts for Stanton. 6-7 righty. And 1-10 double, and it's a double. Greg Dobbs, 1 for 5, RBI, strikeout for Greg Dobbs. 5-6, lefty, walked him. God, walks him. Omar Infante, 2 for 4 with a triple and a walk. Omar Infante. 111 righty, yes, 111 righty, line out, second base. Two away for Brett Hayes. So Mr. Hayes came into the day with like a 143 average. He's done himself proud today. 2 for 4, RBI, and a walk. Brett Hayes done himself good today. 1-5. And he continues it with a double into center field. So Mr. Hayes having a day. They're actually going to just let Sanchez hit. That's fine. They're going to leave Sanchez out there to hit, except for it's card number 1 instead of card number 2. Fortunately, I'm ready for that. Card 1. Here we go. Sanchez will hit. Runners in second and third. 1 out. Shit. That's a 2-9er. 2-9. Ground ball, first base A. Ground ball, first base A. Ground out. Let's see. You're going to go to third. You're going to score. You're going to go to what? First base unassisted. That's fine. That brings up Chris Coughlin. 3 for 5. 2 doubles. An RBI. A walk. Chris Coughlin. Left-hander. 2-4. Ground ball first base. And Pujols is going to end the misery. Ground out. Doesn't matter. Fielder first. Unassisted. And that's probably going to be it. So I'm just going to keep these guys stacked up. No sense in doing something crazy. Descalso 1 for 3 with a double. It is 14-2 going into the bottom of the 9th. 3-8. Fly ball center field. Fly out. Center field. You have days like this. Due up is a pitcher spot. We'll bring someone in. Who is it going to be? Let's see. Looks like it's going to be Green or Laird. Looks like it's going to be Tyler Green because he's the card I came across first. That's how I determined that. It's going to be Tyler Green. Oh, yeah. Tyler Green in. Mitch Boggs out. And Sanchez. Brian Sanchez. Righty-righty matchup. 1-6. Strikeout. And the Cardinals down to their last out. Terrio, 1 for 4. Six-seven, right-hander. 6-7 strikes him out to end the ball game. It's fittingly, swing and a miss. And that's going to do it as the Florida Marlins make the Cardinals pay for their comeback in yesterday's game, in game number 30. Nilly. They beat them down today, 14-2. We're going to save this as game number 31. Save it. I don't even know if I want to read this because it might make me, puke up in my mouth or something. But they almost ran out of baseballs at Busch Stadium. They almost ran out of baseballs at Busch Stadium as the Florida Marlins clobbered the St. Louis Cardinals pitching staff, scoring 14 runs while Xavier Vázquez improved to 3-2 with relief help from Brian Sanchez, surrendered 2 runs to St. Louis. Florida started with a bang, jumping out to an early lead in their first half of the first as they scored 2 runs on 3 base hits. Florida kept the scoreboard busy in the 5th inning, which saw them score 5 more runs and 6 hits. Florida had many opportunities throughout the game and scored in 6 separate innings. The losing pitcher, Chris Carpenter, drops to 3-4. He got hammered along 14 hits and 5 walks in 5 innings. Not a good day for the Cardinals. Let's look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Out-of-town scoreboard.
Girl said they were calling a little bit.
Okay. I'll be done in like 2 minutes. Looks like Houston 16, Cincinnati 5. The White Sox pounded Minnesota 7-0. Boston over the Angels 7-2. Atlanta over Milwaukee 3-0. Colorado 6, Arizona 2. Cleveland 11, Oakland 5, San Francisco 5, the Mets 3, the Dodgers 5, the Cubs 2, Kansas City 11, Baltimore 5. The Yankees come back against Detroit 3-2, Toronto over Tampa Bay 4-0, Seattle blanks Texas 4-0, the Padres 6, Pittsburgh 5, and the Phillies crush the Nationals 10-3. Let's see how that all plays out in our league. Yankees still 21-7. 4 games up on Boston, 6 up on Tampa Bay. In the Central, the White Sox off to a 20-12 start. In real life, they're 11-21. So big improvement there for the White Sox. Let's see if they can hold it. 6 games up on Kansas City, 7.5 up on Detroit. Cleveland, who started the season 20-9 in real life, 9-20 in the replay. So Chicago White Sox doing way better than they did in real life, and the Cleveland Indians doing way worse than they did in real life. In the West, Texas 3 games up on Oakland, 7 up on Seattle and Los Angeles. 21-10 record. In the National League, the Braves 1.5 up on the Marlins. 3 games up on the Mets. And I don't see too many discrepancies there. In the National League, Cardinals dropped to 21-10, only 3.5 up on Milwaukee. They are doing, in real life they were 17-14, and in the replay we're doing 21-10, so still doing pretty good. Milwaukee's 3.5 back, but in real life they were 13-17, so they're doing a little bit better than they did in real life. And in the West, Colorado 16-12, tied with the Dodgers, top the division. San Diego only half a game back. They're doing a little bit better than they did in real life as well. They're 17-14 in real life. They were 12-19. So good to see all this crazy, good, wonderful stuff. Wild card standings: Boston half a game up on Oakland and 2 up on Tampa Bay. And in the wild card in the National League, the Marlins half a game up on Colorado, Milwaukee, and the Dodgers. So there you go for game number 31. Another game against the Marlins coming up, a 4-game series. This is game number 3 of the series on Star Wars Day, May the 4th, 2011. Thanks for everyone to show up. Sports Time Machine, Phantomatic, Rob Explanation Point, CP Cards and Dice, and everyone else that watches this. I appreciate it. We'll see you all very, very soon. Until then, take care. Oh, you know what? I apologize. I forgot to actually let you see the information I was talking about. There it is. So you can put it on pause and check out how your team is doing and how they did in real life. We'll see everyone very, very soon. Until then, everyone have a great day. We'll talk to you soon. This has been ID Jester. See y'all next time.